Shalom and welcome to Elders GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Today's topic is entitled, Let Us Now Praise Great Men. And basically this is, going into the scriptures and the Apocrypha and dealing with the great men of the Lord in the history of the nation of Israel. You have anything? All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 5. I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the Lord and the judgment of their power. But these have altogether broken the yoke and burst the bonds.
Now let's go from there to the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter and the first verse, and we're going to read down.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah, I just want to say this. You got a lot of guys, when we started putting up videos on YouTube back in July of 2007, inside of that 6 months, you had a lot of Jakes, Israelite men, find us on YouTube. Didn't really know anything about Israel, that they were Israelites. Some of them knew a couple of scriptures. Some of them grew up in the church. Some of them fathers were preachers. Mothers was raised up in the church and raised you up in the church. Some of you guys might have been in the religion of Islam, 5%. You had some knowledge of the Most High, but then you started watching these videos and you started getting deeper into the knowledge of the Most High. And then a lot of you went on a level of becoming teachers, going out on the highways and the byways and pushing the word. But we see within the last, I would say, year, and we've seen this before back at the main school. Guys would come in, they would be on fire for a minute, and then that battery would go dead, start to die. And there's certain things that certain Jakes would do where we can see, well, this guy looks like his battery is going dead. So that's in the scriptures. Not everybody's going to stay to the end. That's why I said in Matthew 24, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. It says many are called, but few are chosen. So these guys that are falling off or getting kicked out, they're outside of the realm of this truth for one reason or another. Well, this is all a part of the prophecies. You got guys on YouTube, a lot of these faces popping up doing YouTube videos. The majority of those guys, we know them personally from the main school. They went back into the world like 15, 16, 17 years ago. And then they ran into our videos and know us and figure, well, they can I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say, and you can see right through these guys, man. You see guys out there still teaching about hell, that you don't even burn in hell, teaching that Joseph and Mary never had sex. So you stay away from clowns like that. And then what you're going to find out, some guys are just stupid. Some guys are just ignorant. And some guys know exactly what they're doing because they sold out. But that's the biggest mistake you can make in your life because, when you do that, you know the truth, but yet you're going to take money not to teach the truth, not knowing that your enemy is getting ready to go down. That's the stupidest thing you can do. All right, read on.
Right. This is a quick precept to back up what Elder Tara was saying. This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 23. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which you have heard, which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister. So basically, you got to continue on this thing. You said you had a precept?
This is the book of Isaiah 33, 13 to 15. It says, Hear ye that are far off what I have done and ye that are near acknowledge my might. Basically, is the Most High speaking. The sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites. Who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire? Now, this word is like a fire, all right? It tells you that in the scriptures, Jeremiah 5:14. So it says, who among us shall dwell with the devouring fire, which is this word? Who among us shall dwell with everlasting burnings? He that walketh righteously, and ultimately that's talking about the nuclear missiles too. That's another part of that breakdown. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions. So earlier Elder Tar was talking about you guys that sell out. You obviously you don't despise the gain of oppressions, because that's what you're doing. When you sell out, you're oppressing your own people. All right? He that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil. So for this to be written in there, that shows you're going to have examples of guys that have sold out. And like Elder Tar said, they know exactly what they're doing when they're teaching that virgin birth shit, or they're starting movements that's not in the scriptures. Like we got next movement. That ain't in the scriptures, man. Those are the guys that have taken bribes, all right? Those are the guys that have not shut their eyes to the gain of oppression.
He see Abraham afar off. So how can he see Abraham afar off?
All right, going back to Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. By what? By faith. They obtained a good report. That's why we read about the acts of Abraham and the acts of Isaac and the acts of Jacob, and the acts of Joseph and of King David, you know, and of all these different great men back there that did things based upon faith. It says, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High. You know, that's why you got these atheists and these evolutionists and these scientists, you know, that they trying to come up with the concept of how was the earth created, you know, because why? Because they have no faith. That's why it says through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear, you know, because, you know, in this time we physically didn't see those things happening, but all the stuff you see out in the world, in, you know, the trees and everything, they were all created out of nothing by Yahushai and the angels. They created all these things that you see. And we know that by what? By faith. It says, by faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, which lets you know that Abel had faith and Cain didn't. It says, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. Now what is that speaking about? That's speaking about the acts that he did in the past through faith are still being spoken of today. You know, that's what so it's written in the book forever. You know, the next 1,000 years, we're going to know about the acts of Abel. Why? Because it's written in the scriptures. And it's already etched down, and the Most High already made it known. All right, it says, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death. That's when the chariot came and pulled him up, in which Esau calls a tractor beam. He went up into the chariot, and then he left and went back with the Most High. He was translated, basically, so he didn't see death. It says, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because the Most High had translated him. For before his transition, he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High, right? And it's gonna go on to break it down even further. But without faith, it is impossible to please him, and that's why a lot of guys basically end up falling out. You know, well, first and foremost because they're not part of the elect or part of the chosen,